What does that? That's the speed board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is the new.
For the new conveyor motor.
New conveyor motor and the custom gearbox.
Yeah. Okay.
That should all still come on with that screen.
Actually, I like the new screen. It's a very nice new screen.
Yeah. I've been working on a different.
So what's this here?
Got your bag. Which one?
What's the
Oh, that's the power for the whole.
That's your transformer.
Yeah, this is a new one I've got now, which has all the outputs on one box rather than having all connections, and
right.
So that will control the cooling fan, which is in the front.
Yep.
I've had to put
and we can optionally 3-phase to change the variable air.
Yeah.
Or they can just have a stock standard 3870 if they wish.
Yep. That relay controls the VFDs.
Mind you, I mean, they'd be mad not to take those because you always double your capacity, your oven capacity.
So this little guy here, because this is now 32 volts, the cooling fan in the front panel is 24, so I've got a little power converter that knocks it down to 24 volts. Made a bunch of those up. So I've mounted the transformer at the front.
Yep.
That's the power for this guy.
Yep.
That's accessible now. It was a little bit hard. This actually on the old version was right at the back.
Yeah, okay.
Hidden away, so
it's a lot easier to access.
It's a lot easier. Everything is accessible. The little
and all the wiring's numbered, or will be numbered.
It will. It can be. Yeah, I've got the numbers there for it. It's pretty simple, to be honest. The little alarm there for
you it is.
Probe error. Yeah. Still everything's plug-inable.
Okay, so it is actually pretty simple.
So if we were to shut the board off, for example, shut the power off, just give me a second. All this gear unplugs. I can just change the board out. These plugs can't go in the wrong way around. Thermocouples
so as far as serviceability goes, it doesn't get much better.
Thermocouples are colour coded, so you can't get them around. There's two of them in there. Got to go in the right way. So the voltage regulator is bigger now than the old one. So
do we have sensors on the motors to know if they're capacitors or if they're being heat affected?
The VSDs do that.
The VSDs will sense all that?
That sends a feedback down to, well, this one's not set up, but it'll send feedback down to 1 and 3 or 2 and 4. So if there's an error, it'll be red.
So you'll know which one's the...
So you'll know which one's the problem one. So if it's pulling too much current or not enough current, then they detect it and send the signal back into our board.
Okay.
Some changes. This is only the trial one on the 10-inch screen, but I've got something similar on the other screens. So now we've got a touch here which will give us all the details, model serial number. Oh, that's Lincoln, but doesn't matter. Tells you the MCU serial number, which is written on the there itself, what firmware it's got, what version, and the screen serial number, and that just reverts back to itself.
Okay.
Still got the usual other screens. You set all your times. Whereas before, when you wanted all serial numbers and things, you'd have to go into here and
right. Okay.
This is where you set your belt size.
Oh yeah. Yep. A bake chamber, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Belt size, where it's 55, 32, 40, 18 inch, whatever.
Yep.
And the customer logos, it's all still the same. Belt direction, do that. It's now going the opposite way.
Do it again. All right. And again.
Simple as that.
Yeah, other than you need to turn the belt around the other way, but yeah. Oh, very good. That makes life a lot easier, doesn't it?
That tells you the temperature bias, that's the calibration.
Yeah.
Hysteresis would be the on-off time, and the belt. But none of these are actually changeable on here.
The temp trace, what's that?
That is the graph of your temperature. So as the oven heats up, it
okay.
goes up and down.
You have a lot of fun programming this stuff.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah. I don't know whether yeah, that's not really
I don't
anything
sure
relevant. It's just a
customers should be involved.
no,
with that, do
no,
you?
and that's why it's in the
I'm not
password.
even sure half the tech should be involved with this.
Yeah. And run time in hours, how long the oven's been used for, which in the other versions I've been working on, it actually shows in here as well on this line at the bottom.
And I gather you decided to put Lucy.
Lucy's on there, yep.
Yeah. Where'd you get that from?
I've got the copyright, bought the copyright to it so I can use it. Yeah. I wanted actually.
You bought an NFT. Good on you.
I wanted that to be the splash screen, so when you first turn the oven on.
Right.
But it had problems with the memory, and so I actually can't. I've had that for a while. I've canned it. I've been trying to think of a way to use it, and that's actually an awesome way of using it. So
yeah,
it just sits there for a minute, and then it reverts back to the.
Scares the daylights out of everybody.
Yeah,
all the small children.
Yeah, well, my kids think it's creepy, but
You're probably right. Says more about Dad than anything.
yeah. Well, she has to have her face.
Yeah, she does.
So you notice that I have these
Yeah.
little turn on, but no matter.
Oh, you've got little icons.
Little icons are on there now.
Oh, very good.
So that'll all happen. So when the burner is on, that will come on. So you can see on this screen, whereas you can't on the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Because there's more room now to put. Anything else? No. There's more room to put indications on there.
So we're running the VFDs are on.
They power up.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So if you get something caught in the belt, this new system I'm using has a feedback into there as well. That will actually come up with a red light, and it's obvious the conveyor doesn't work, but it'll show on there as well.
Tell you what the problem is.
The old one didn't.
Somebody's left a lifter in there or something.
Yeah. It will stall perfectly fine. And if you can ever get this thing to stall, I can't get it to stall for the life of me, but if it does, it won't burn out because it's a frequency motor.
And we can either have this double stack, single stack, triple stack, and we can use invents on it.
Exactly the same, yeah. So the cooling fan's now at the back.
Yeah. That's excellent. That's way better than the previous system.
So I've been just temperature checking it with that meter at the back there just to see what sort of temperatures we get.
Right.
If it gets too hot, the alarm goes off. So if you put a piece of paper over that, temperature will start to increase, the alarm goes off and it says, hey, check the fans. Which was an inherent issue with the old system, obviously with the blower inside the cooling box. And also with that, you don't have, you can see now it's got a plate over it where the old fan used to be. And that's sealed off because we want the back panel to be under pressure.
Yes.
Because we're ramping up the fan speeds, we've got all this pressure coming out of the oven, so it actually, if you take that oven, the back cover off, you're getting a lot of heat coming out of the back. But with the cover on, the fans are creating that pressure and it's pushing the heat. So it kind of works well.
Oh, good. All right, we might finish up there. If there's anything else you want to add?
No, but I think we've seen the cooling fan that we're using on the front panel when the front panel goes back on with the
filtration
foam filter, so that we don't have that dust issue inside here anymore.
Which is a major issue with Blodgett 3870s. They were absolutely, because of that big fan and sucking all the air through the...
It all went through there.
Yeah, and the oven was just... It would probably cause more issues than anything else.
Yeah. So that's all protected.
All right, beautiful. All right, we'll finish up here and then we'll talk